Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeAndLocation.tv. I'm here at Matsuricon 2017 with Mr. Lex Lang. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So how did you get started in the world of entertainment?
The world of entertainment. Wow, let's see. As a child, I found a real love for acting, and I used to do little shows for my family on summer vacation, stuff like that. And then as I got into grade school, I got into like drama, and then high school drama department, and I started doing stage acting. And from there, I did a little stand-up comedy after college, and I got into the music school. And through a connection through my music school, which was called the Musicians Institute, I was their spokesman for a couple years. I was hired to go show some actors how to look like they were playing the guitar on a movie called Rich Girl. And I went there, I became friends with another one of the actors. The director saw me teaching the actors, and he asked me if I was an actor myself. And so I said yes. He put me in the film as the lead guitarist for this guy's band. And then the friendship I made with this other actor named Bentley Mitchum, I ended up going to visit him on the set of a movie called Susie Q that he was doing. And his co-star was Amy Jo Johnson, who played the Pink Power Ranger. And Amy, we were joking around. I was doing some of my stand-up comedy act where I do different voices, you know, Sean Connery and some other people. And she said, "You'd be a great voice actor." So she introduced me to the producers over at the Power Rangers, and I started on what's called a loop group or a Walla group. And then from there, I got to audition to do a couple characters, and that's kind of how I landed in the voice acting world.
Wow, just one thing right after another. That's wonderful. So it says in your bio that you happen to voice Dr. Doom in the Avengers cartoon. What's it like being an iconic villain in the cartoon series?
Wow, that was really exciting because Doom is super cool. He's not only you know a villain, but he's also a genius, right. and he also has the mystic arts that he's very capable in. He's harnessed, and so like to bring the depth into that kind of a character was really exciting, and it was really I love comics and anime and animation and stuff, and so for me being able to be Doom was just a thrill. Like when I found out I was cast, it was like one of the top 3 casting things that when I was cast in, I was like jumping around my house like screaming like a girl, oh my god, so yeah, it was very cool.
So kind of flipping on the other side of the coin of good and evil, you now get to also play Mr. Dick Grayson in the Batman 2 cartoon. How's it like bringing the boy wonder to life?
Well, I played Dick Grayson in Batman Brave and the Bold. Okay. Yeah. The guy who plays Batman is a guy named Diedrich Bader. He used to be on the Drew Carey Show, and he's been on a ton of different stuff. But what was really exciting about that for me is I was cast as Dick Grayson, but in the story arc where Batman gives his cape and cowl to Dick Grayson, and he becomes Batman. So the Batman 2 thing that you saw, that I was the second Batman of that series. So that was really cool because when I got the part, I was like, oh my God, I'm Batman for this episode. So I was like really excited, and I thought, okay, Batman's gonna have like this really deep heroic voice, so like there's a scene where he's fighting the Joker's grandson, and while he's fighting him, the Joker looks up and goes, who do you think you are anyway? And he's up there as Batman, and he goes, I'm Batman. So like I was thinking, how cool, I'm gonna do this nice low voice, it's gonna be awesome. So we get there and we do the read through, and I go, I'm Batman, which I'd been practicing for days. And the director, Andre Romano, who's amazing, says, oh Lex, by the way, he's Robin who's grown up, so he's not like as deep and as powerful as Batman. He's like a lighter version. And I said, oh okay, how about I'm Batman? And she goes, no, little higher pitch. And I go, I'm Batman. And she's like, higher up, and I'm Batman. She goes, you're getting closer, and I'm like, oh. So finally, I go, I'm Batman, and she's like, there it is. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm Batman, But the exciting part about that was when we were actually recording the episode itself, when I did finally say, I'm Batman, the production sort of stopped, and everybody gave me a round of applause. Some people stood up because there's only been like 8 people at Warner Brothers who's ever uttered those words. So to me, that was like a massive thrill. And so, to be like the worst evil, like the greatest evil in the world, and like one of the greatest heroes in the world, to me, that's like, I can, if I had to retire now, I'd be like, okay, I played a bunch of great ones, so that's been exciting.
I say because Mr. Conroy has been the voice of him. Yeah.
Kevin is Batman. To all us voice, there's a lot of voice actors who've played Batman. There's about 8 or 10 of us. There's Roger Craig Smith and Troy Baker and myself and a few others, but all of us look to Kevin as the Batman. We all bow to him and say, you are the Batman.
Alrighty, so going along with awesome franchises and pretty much everyone's childhood, you're in a lot of the Star Wars games and shows. What's it like to work on such an iconic pop culture item like that and bringing a lot of the characters to life?
Well, I cosplayed as Han Solo when I was 16. I would go to, back then it was like sci-fi cons, we called them. They weren't like Comic Cons quite yet. But so when I got the audition for Han Solo, I was just thrilled, and I auditioned with 1,600 other actors. There were 400 in each city, in 4 cities, and it kept getting boiled down till there were 8 of us. And then they sent us all the audio from Episode 4, New Hope, just of Han Solo, without any effects or anything. So we just had Harrison Ford. So I studied that like crazy, and eventually I got the part, and that was just super exciting. But I play Poe Dameron in several things. I also play Stormtroopers in pretty much every video game that's out there. And I just got to do some Stormtroopers in Rogue One, the movie.
Nice.
So that was fun. And, just like Batman, just like Dr. Doom, like I'm a fan too.
Yeah.
So being a fan also is like the greatest thrill as a voice actor, to be able to like go, oh my God, I got that part. So I get to be like a piece of history, So it's real humbling. I try to approach it with like a sense of gratitude, as opposed to like, hey, I'm here as Batman or whatever. It's more like, wow, I'm so blessed and I'm grateful, So that's kind of the attitude.
It's actually funny. I went to the movie theaters and I saw the credits, and I had not known you at the time, but I was able to pick out Mr. Bloom easily, and it's like that was cool because I'm like, he's brought so much character and life to the Star Wars franchise. So
yeah, he and I for the longest time were like the 2 stormtroopers that would sort of tag along as you would go. So it was like either Steve or me. No matter where you were going, there was a stormtrooper that was one of the 2 of us. It was so much fun.
All right, now we are at a Matsuricon, and it's all about Magical Girl versus Mecha, and you happen to work on Gundam Wing Blood. The Gundam franchise Blood Orphans. Yep. What was it like to direct it for one season and also provide voicing for it?
That was exciting. I had played in a character named Guineas, who was an evil, kind of the head antagonist of Gundam MS-008 back in the day. So as a voice actor, I'd been on the show before, and I thought it was a really cool show. But when they asked me to come on and direct, we sat down, we had a big meeting about like where we wanted to take the story, because it's a pretty intricate story. And, I was, again, like humbled that they would ask me to do it, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. All the actual voice actors on that show were spectacular. So when you watch season 2, you're going to be moved, you're going to laugh, you're going to cry. I mean, it's not to be cliche, but it's actually very, very, very good. And as an actor on it, I was privileged to have a very small role.
I was to say, I'm a Gundam guy, so I will definitely have to be checking it out. So you also worked on the hit Nickelodeon show, The Miraculous Ladybug. Did you ever feel the show would get this kind of response?
Right, yeah, you could tell right away. I play Jagged Stone. He's a rocker. He's the guy who's there. He's got his pet alligator Fang with him. So, yeah, Jagged Stone. When we recorded our first session, we could tell right away that it was like a real high quality, and it had a look that was different. And, Christina V and Bryce Pappenbrook and some of these other actors that are bringing life to these characters really did so in such a great way that you can be attracted to the show that way, and you can watch the dub and go, wow, this is fantastic. So to answer the question, I had a sense that it would be well received, but I didn't know how well received.
So we've had the chance with both Christina and Bryce to interview them, but that was just before Ladybug, so now we have a little more information.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you also are part of the Power Rangers family, as we discussed earlier. What's it like to bring a lot of character and life to that series? I mean, I grew up in the good old 90s with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Okay. I think I dropped off around Speed Force, but I was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers kid for a long time in my childhood. So what's it like, to meet fans that are now 30 years old?
I know, it's amazing. Like, this is my 22nd year or 23rd year in the business, and I have been a part of many people's childhoods, and so like initially when people would come up to me and be like, oh, you're part of my childhood, it would be, I'm not that old yet, whatever. I can't be a part of your childhood. I'm barely out of my own childhood, But as time goes on, you realize that it made a difference, and kids would come in after school and they'd watch the shows, and just like I did when I was a kid, watching Speed Racer or whatever the shows I was watching as a kid, and it's kind of cool. I came on during the end of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for Power Rangers Turbo.
Yep.
I play Rygog and a little wizard named Larigo. And then I stayed on for Power Rangers in Space, where I play Ecliptor.
Right.
And they called me a few years later to play a character named Zen Aku in Power Rangers Wild Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of all I did in Power Rangers. I played little bit parts here and there, but those are my main characters. And it's cool to look back. Power Rangers had that new movie come out last year, and it's nice to see that it's taken a place in pop culture the way it has.
I say your friend Mrs. Johnson actually happened to have a cameo in the new movie with David Frank.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they brought him back in for that.
Alrighty. Now again, this year's Matsuricon theme is Magical Girl versus Mecha. Which side do you support, good sir?
Which side do I support? Well, I've done a lot. I directed a show called I'll Know a Zero, which is another sort of mecha show, and then Gundam. And having been in Gundam, I do have a liking for the mech and the mecha stuff. But I'm also married to a voice actress named Sandy Fox, and she plays Chibiusa in Sailor Moon. Yeah, so I get to see a lot of the Magic Girl stuff as well. I was also in Magic Knight Ray Earth, which is way back, but I played Zagato, and I played his brother Lantis, and then I also played Wyndham and Ray Earth and a few of the other characters. So I'd have to say I'm an even Steven one on that one. I'm on both sides of that one.
You're the first one.
Yeah, all right, good.
Alrighty, now are there any upcoming titles you want fans to know about at this time that maybe we didn't discuss, that aren't behind the pesky NDA wall?
Right, I got a couple of pesky NDAs out there, but let's see, if you, oh wow, can't say that. Let's see, video games, the Insane trilogy just came out with Crash Bandicoot. I played Dr. Neo Cortex. Oh yes, Dr. Cortex, yeah. So that's going to be a fun one. Also Guild Wars, I play the playable Char male character. Also there's some Star Wars things that are in the pipeline. I just did, as I mentioned, some of the Stormtroopers in Rogue One, and if you go to Battle Pod, Star Wars Battle Pod in the arcades, I play Poe Dameron in that. Nice. And also in Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, the Resistance Rises short form series. So yeah, those are a few, and I think I play some characters in Berserk, which is coming out here pretty quick. I just finished doing 27 episodes for Toonami Asia in the Dragon Ball Super. Oh, cool. I played Goku in Dragon Ball Super for Toonami Asia. And besides that, it's just been, a whirlwind. Interestingly enough, there's 90% of what we do, we're told you can't talk about. There's one real big show that's coming out for me next year in March or in April. And when we were recording, we started in January. I said, oh, when can I tell my parents? When can I tell my friends? And they go, oh, in March. And I was thinking, okay, January, February, March. And I go, okay, it's not too bad. And he goes, 2018. And I go, 2018? That's 15 months away. So we're getting closer at least to 2018. So maybe next year this time we'll talk about that one.
Alrighty, now is there a way for fans to keep up with you on the internet, and a message you want to get to all of the wonderful fans that are watching right now?
Yes. Oh, hi everybody. First of all, it's awesome to be on Anime on Location, and let's see. A message to you would be: keep on doing what you're doing. Keep watching the shows. Live from a place of love and gratitude in your heart, and do what you love to do in life. What else? You can. I have Instagram. It's at Lex Lang. I'm also at Lex Lang for Twitter, and I'm also I think it's Lex Lang World is what I'm at on Facebook. So yeah, check it out. And if you post stuff, tag me in it, and I'll do the same.
All right, thanks, Lex. It's been so much fun talking to you. Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Bye bye.